Hello and welcome to Oblivion Corner. Today I will be unboxing the Prophet 5 Rev 4 synthesizer. I am unboxing the desktop version. The outer box. It is a fine cardboard box made in Fremont, California. The inner box. It is of the same quality as the outer box. The power cord. It connects to the power socket, provides power to the Prophet. Prophet 5 synthesizer. You'll need this. Without it, there's no music. The manual. When in doubt, you may consult the manual. As a bonus, you also get a pin badge. The cylinder. Within the cylinder, I find 2 stickers and a poster. Oh, look! What's this? A letter? Let's have a look. Dear reader, I was told a story by a travelling gentleman once upon a time of a rectangle he had come across, and the rectangle spoke in 5 distinct voices, not separately, but at the same time. It produced a distinct sound on command. He said, "Nothing like had been heard before." He looked into it. Looked into the shapes it produced, triangle, square and others. Each shape looked and sounded distinct. "It was like a prophet from another time," he said, or that it might have been a musical instrument. A few years later, I was in Belgrade for work. It was around that time that I first met the turtle, who they name Logo, but who also has been called Logotron. The name struck me almost immediately, having previously learnt ancient Greek. You see, dear reader, Tron is ancient Greek for musical instrument. Logo is ancient Greek for word or speech relating to the divine or to the gods. I pondered the relevance of this and how it related to the rectangle the traveller had previously spoken of. Was he referring to Logotron, this turtle? Was it possible that this turtle could be both a musical instrument and a prophet at the same time? A regular turtle might certainly produce a sound or a noise on occasion, but that wouldn't make it a musical instrument or a prophet. And in any case, Logotron here was positively mute. I was perplexed. Logotron was literate and responded to written commands, but its vocabulary limited to a reduced instruction set. When I commanded the turtle to speak, it simply replied in the written form, "I don't know how to speak," it said. I consulted the turtle manuscript and learnt its language. It replied in shapes. I saw the triangle, the square, and others, much like the travelling gentleman had spoken of. I looked into it. I inhabited the micro-world and sought to understand its single inhabitant, the turtle, and step by step, a pattern began to emerge in the language of the logo. Five distinct vectors materialized with an instruction set that would lead to each vector in sequential order. It was a complicated journey. Logotron agreed to join, but only if it could hibernate along the way. So I issued the command, "Hide Turtle," and hoped it was hibernating. Archimedes the navigator and I set out on this journey. He mentioned something about travelling through the crystal rainforest, but I'm not sure if that was a metaphor or an actual rainforest. After months of travelling, we eventually approached the first vector. And the first vector revealed the tempest, rhythmic thunder in the distance, a dreadful spectacle. We almost drowned. We reached the jetty before nightfall and came upon a man standing outside a lumber mill.
"Do come in and take refuge from this awful tempest," he said.
And so we did. I was later told I had slept 5 days and 5 nights as the storm raged outside. But the tempest ultimately died down, and the man at the lumber mill gave us 10 voltage controlled oscillators.
"You will need 2 of these per voice,"
he said. It came with a shark, a triangle, and a square. The second vector revealed the prophecy, the Korg prophecy to be precise. And so we contemplated it and found that Jan Hammer had been speaking about it. "This will be a wake-up call for anyone who sleeps," he said. The prophecy seemed compelling at first, but we were mystified by its complexity, and so we abandoned it. But Jan provided a set of 5 low-pass filters. He said, "You will need a set of these per voice." The third vector was evolution itself, which they had named Evolver. Out of it evolved 2 sets of envelopes. Just 2. Could come in handy for sending messages. You never know. Fourth vector was at a village with a German-sounding name, Oberheim. We weren't welcome there, but they recognised the name logos from that time in London, so they helpfully supplied us with a low-sounding frequency oscillator, and on our way we went. At the 5th vector, we met a man called John and Vangelis. He took a look at the parts we'd gathered along the way, of which we had little understanding, and helped us piece it all together. He said he had used a few of these around 40 years ago in earlier revisions. This would appear to be the 4th time he used it, so we named it the 4th revision. I issued the command, "Show Turtle," and Logotron appeared. I showed it the musical instrument I had before me. He heard it speak and identified 5 distinct voices. He recognised it and was pleased to see it again. There's not much else to say, dear reader. I hope this letter reaches you safely, and that you are able to make sense of it. Sequentially yours.
And if you are seeking guidance on using your new Prophet 5 instrument, you can send a fax or a letter to Sequential Circuits, San Francisco. But between you and me, dear listener, I find the fax machine to be the swifter option in this day and age.